Hello, welcome back to another race video. It's been a little while, but this is the Fenland Clarion, which is my club handicap race as part of the NCRA handicap race series. It's the first time I've ever done this race. It's the first time I've ever done this course. I've done a couple of recce's before this race to sort of get the lie of the land, but it starts off with quite a steep hill going downhill towards the first corner, and that's really what I was kind of worried about coming into this race. Is like, well, can I take this corner at kind of, you know, coming down from 50k an hour into the corner safely, and is there going to be any gravel on the surface, and you know, how's everyone else going to take the corner and that kind of thing. So I was a bit panicky coming into that, but it actually turns out everyone kind of takes it quite carefully, and they know that we need to work well as a group in Group 2. There's no good racing each other at this stage. We have to kind of work together for a couple of reasons, because as a handicap race, this is group number 2. There's I think 5 or 6 groups. We're about 12 minutes behind group 1, who are kind of new to racing group. This is kind of semi-experienced Cat 4 racers, and I wondered what people were doing, kind of signalling there. Were they getting cross at people going over onto the other side of the road? But actually no, they were saying that there's a car parked on the left there, and we need to go round it. But yeah, as I was saying, so we need to kind of work hard to, as a group, to catch up with group number 1 if we want to win, and we need to stay away from those other groups which are faster than us, and 2-minute intervals, I think, going back to group number 5 or group number 6, can't really remember. Yeah, I'm going to show you some of the corners of the course on the first lap, and give you an idea of how this group's working together. I think there's some stronger riders from Peterborough Cycling Club who kind of want to move forward and work together as a kind of little group up the front, and try and drag the group forward, which is good. I think at this stage I'm just sort of trying to you know, find my way into the group and settle in with the pace, and see if I can do a bit more later on. I don't want to burn myself out too early, as I've not done this race series before. I don't know who I'm up against really. There is one significant climb on the course, and there's one other smaller climb, but people say that actually this bit here that we're in now is the bit that really gets you, because it's a kind of false flat uphill drag into the wind, I think, on the day. And this was actually the bit where I found most hard to stay with the group, and my climbing on the day was actually quite good, which is strange for me because I never considered myself much of a climber, but they're quite short climbs here, so it's kind of like who can get over it with quite high power for like a minute or so. So just round this corner is the first hill that I mentioned, quite a yeah, not really a hill, just a bit of a speed bump in the road, but pretty bad road surface there. The actual rest of the lap's not too bad, but there's a few cracks there. But yeah, you can see we're having to put out a few more watts to get over this hill, but I'm having no trouble really staying with the group here, which is a surprise for me, because usually I'm kind of used to getting dropped on the hills and having to chase back on afterwards. That's what's happened in previous road races that I've done. Anyway, here we come on to the main climb. I was warned by various club mates about this climb 5 times up this hill, probably the hardest NCRA lap, I was told, but let's see how I get on. And we're just coming up to overtake these two that are just sort of on a quiet Saturday morning ride, and we're kind of racing past them. Mainly what I'm trying to do here is just take the hill as easy as possible, sit in behind number 38 ahead of me, and just try and survive, not burn myself out on the hills. And you know, although it's quite a big effort for me, I haven't been dropped. I feel like I'm, you know, stronger than some of the other people in the group here. I'm chasing through over the finish line, and trying to catch up with the folks who've just gone off the front a little bit there, seeing if there's going to be a split in the group. I want to be on the right side of the split, and then just try and take it easy down the hill, let my heart rate recover a little bit, and then see if we can start working together as a group on the flats. And I'm thinking, okay, I did alright on that hill there, maybe it's not going to go quite as badly as I thought this race, Still with these 5 riders at the front of the group here, and yeah, I've taken that corner pretty badly, but I know I can chase back onto the group, and yeah, so it's going okay at the moment. Bit of an effort from me here to get back onto this guy's wheel. I think I'm towing the rest of the group back together on the fast part of the lap here, but never really in danger of getting dropped. So now I've got a little bit more confidence in my ability to not get dropped on the lap. I'm starting to work with the group, and we're rolling through here, a bit of chain gang action, starting to up the pace a bit, and I think we're all kind of know where we fit into the group now. We know we can work together, and it starts to be a bit more cohesive. It's not perfect though, because as soon as we get to a corner it gets sort of strung out, and somebody doesn't ride through, and it's not like a club chain gang where everyone's kind of in it together. We are still in a race, but we need to work together, as I said, to kind of try and catch that group ahead. So I think these two come through here, and then like nobody's on number 45's wheel, so they kind of just get left out to dangle, which is not great really, but yeah, we're onto this corner here, so it's kind of understandable why it's happened, but then we just sort of leave these two on the front. So but then finally someone's coming through, and we're rolling again. This part of the race is probably the best that the group worked together to catch the group ahead, but even so you can still see a few gaps coming in the line there. But people still riding through. I think actually I was a bit disappointed in myself for not riding through there. Like, you see number 54 checking over the shoulder, and it's like, oh, this guy's not riding through, so he's having to do it. I think I was looking after myself a bit too much and not committing to the group, which I think is a bit of a shame actually looking back. I probably could have done a bit more there. Now 45 checks over his shoulder. No, Rich still isn't riding through. He's going to have to do it himself. And again here, big gap on the right, nobody's riding through. I'm sure there are people behind me, it's not just me that's not riding through. So 52 has to do it, and then 25 checks over the shoulder, nobody's riding through. So it's not great, and I'm not proud of my contribution to the group here. I think like in the moment you're trying to conserve energy, you want to stick with the group, you don't want to get dropped, but actually you need to think ahead and think, well, if we get caught by a faster group, it's going to be even harder to hang with the group. So really it would have been better for us all to have worked a bit better together and stayed away. And that's just the dynamics of handicap races really. Used to doing Cat 3-4 scratch races, where obviously the aim of the game is to stick in the group, do as little as possible, maybe try and break away. But here we're really trying to work together a bit more. Anyway, back to the main climb again. Once again I'm sort of mid-pack, trying to sit in. This time it looks like the folks on the front are putting the power down a little bit more, 400 watts just to stay on this guy's wheel, and it feels like the group's going to break up on lap 2. And I don't know if it's just me that goes through this kind of thing, but you have the thought process of, oh, well, they're obviously faster than us. If they get away, maybe the group will slow down and it'll be easier for me to sit in, and so all these kind of negative thoughts creep in. So I was kind of, at the time, I remember feeling, oh, well, I was quite happy about this group breaking up. But then you're like, oh, actually, no, the race is getting away from us. We don't want this. We need to chase back on. So you can see there's quite a big, significant gap there over the top of the hill. and this little group here needs to work hard to catch the group ahead, because although they're obviously faster climbers and the climb is really hard, it's going to make much more sense for us to work as a bigger group on the flat part of the course. What actually happens is rider number 13 is on the front and does a massive hero pull here, and just drags us all back onto the group. So you can see there is the group ahead. So there's still a significant gap. There's number 13 pulling on the front, and by the time we get to the corner, actually the group's back together. So yeah, nice pull, Mr. number 13. So back onto the hill again, and this time I think we're a bit more, you see the same characters ahead of me from the group that got dropped last time. We're a bit more keen not to let that happen again, so I'm sitting on number 13's wheel. Seems to be a good place to be, and actually for some reason I seem to have a little look here. I'm like, maybe I can go a bit quicker than the group, so I'm just trying, flirting with the idea of moving up myself to try and make sure I don't get gapped, but actually it's staying together, so sit back in, and I think that we get over the top here all together this time, and it pretty much stays together. So I'm actually quite happy with the way I performed in this race, first road race of the year. Been working hard on my endurance all winter, and I seem to have not done too badly staying with the group. I kind of had visions of myself getting dropped on the first lap on the first hill, so I've done a lot better than I expected, really. And I think again that's a kind of negative thought for me, because I'm thinking, oh, I've done all right here, so even if I get dropped now, it'll be okay. But I really think I need to work on some of those more negative thoughts, because actually, as it turns out, I end up being disappointed in my performance in this race, despite at this point in the race thinking I'm doing okay, I'm climbing well, I'm the one kind of pulling the group back together here after that climb. But unfortunately this ends up being the beginning of the end for me, this part of the race. I think I was kind of struggling just to stay with the group a little bit, feeling it in the legs and in the stomach. I hadn't had a chance to drink as much of the carb mix as I wanted to, so I was not as well fueled as I'd have wanted to be at this stage in the race. And now look what happens. The guy in the white there, I think he is from the chasing group, and this is where the catch is made, and the big peloton from behind of all the faster riders starts to come past us, and I think that's just the straw that broke the camel's back for me. I end up feeling like, well, I'm not going to be able to compete anymore, and I sort of give up a little bit. Here they come. You can see the speed difference of those guys there, just really racing past us lot. And I could have tried to catch up with my actual group, and I'm sure I would have been able to hang on with this group here, but I just end up going backwards and backwards and backwards, and my head drops, and that's the race pretty much done for me. So I think there were 4 or 5 of the group that I was in that got dropped at a similar sort of stage to me, but I rode most of the last lap by myself, and this is me coming up the finishing climb. It's always a bit upsetting seeing the road convoy come back down, other riders who finished the race coming past. But yeah, I was quite happy with how I performed in the end. It was quite a step up for me doing this race. Pretty happy with how it went. The winner, I think, came from group number 1, and the rest of group 1 got caught on the final climb, unfortunately for them. So the big group came together for the finish, which is good. It was a good fun race, really well organised. I'd probably recommend this kind of race to others just getting started in road racing. Here's everyone else, and yeah, thanks for watching. See you again.